Okay, so while we wait for Boys in Blue, we have some early speculation on Payday 5. In this video, we're going to be breaking down everything that we know so far. The game itself is going to be the franchise's first single-player open-world experience. Going for a single-player approach feels like the logical next step after Payday 3's always online controversy and Payday 4's always offline fiasco. Not to mention that every other game in the Payday series up until this point has been a 4-player cooperative experience, besides for Payday 4's Battle Royale mode, and frankly, playing with other people is starting to get a little bit stale. Going single player isn't the only way Payday 4 changes the franchise's formula though. The game is pushing for a significantly more immersive approach, and to accommodate that, we're going to have a silent protagonist. We are really going to be able to project ourselves onto this character, and to help us stay immersed, there isn't going to be a cosmetic system in the game for the first 6 months. That way, we don't have to faff around with customizing our character, trying to make them look cool or anything like that. Once the cosmetic system makes its way into the game post-launch, it's going to blow your socks off. The team behind Payday 5 have cooked up an industry-defining cosmetic system that's going to allow the game to have an infinite amount of cosmetics. I know what you're wondering, how could they do that? And the answer is simple. Each individual cosmetic item is going to be entirely AI generated, so you can be 100% sure that your heister isn't going to look the same as anybody else's. Each time you generate a new cosmetic item, there will be a transaction cost associated with what you generate, and you aren't going to be able to know how much it's going to cost until you generate the item. This is because some items might be more resource intensive than others, so once you generate a cosmetic item, you're just going to get charged for it, however much that costs. You're going to be able to tailor each and every aspect of your character, even down to the nail polish they wear underneath their gloves. You won't actually be able to see this nail polish in-game, but it's just like achievements in that way. You know that you have them, and nobody else actually cares. Speaking of achievements, we should probably talk about the game's progression and skill system. Progression is going to be tied directly to how consistently you play the game. By playing every day, your heister's level will go up, and for every day that you don't play the game, their level will actually decrease by 2 days worth of progress. This is really going to add that element of urgency, making sure players are coming back every day and therefore keeping the player base active for longer. The skill system is now directly linked with your progression. When you have skill systems like we've seen in previous Payday games where you could pick and choose what skills you bring, it does nothing but terrible things for the game. Having an in-depth skill system leads to a lot of wasted potential, as the community will find the most meta builds and then stick with them using pretty much nothing else. You've also got the potential for controversy, like the ammo funnel and replenish situation from Payday 3, or the 100% damage mitigation skills from Payday 4. I still don't understand why that was such a big deal. All it did was stop you taking any damage. It was great for the players who needed that extra bit of help, and if you were better at the game and wanted to play without it, you always had the option to just not use it. But anyway, all of this is going to be fixed in Payday 5, as there is a set progression of skills. Once you reach the max level in the game, you're just going to have every skill unlocked and equipped at all times. I can see why some people might not like this, especially if you're not so keen on the skill you unlock at level 2, that means you take damage for every time you fire your weapon, but your rounds do more damage. Unfortunately, there won't be a way to turn that off. Now for the narrative and story. John Concord returns from the dead for the 17th time since his initial introduction in Payday 3, and is once again trying to take out the Payday gang. He's used his army of Captain Winter's clones that were so brilliantly established in Payday 4 to completely take over Bane Island. Yes, you heard me right, Payday 5 is going to take place on the Payday Royale map that never saw the light of day. I'm excited to finally get our hands on this map after its original announcement 6 years ago today. Sure, I know some people might not be happy that this means we're going back to the diesel engine and therefore there won't be any console support, but it is what it is. The army of Captain Winter's clones means that Captain Winters will be the only enemy unit in the game at launch. But as Payday 5 is a live service game, we're going to be getting more enemies drip-fed to us over the next few years. As for the in-game economy, C-stacks are making a return, but in a very interesting way. In Payday 3, you could buy C-stacks using the cash you earned from completing heists. In Payday 4, you had to buy your C-stacks using your A and B stacks, but in Payday 5, C-stacks are their very own crypto asset on the blockchain. You'll only be able to buy C-stacks using real money, and the amount of C-stacks you have actually has the ability to increase and decrease in value. C-stacks are the currency that will be used to generate the cosmetic items we spoke about earlier. These C-stacks are also how we're going to be buying DLC for the game, and I trust that the team won't influence the market to make C-stacks less valuable when a new DLC releases. I think this is an incredibly fresh approach to microtransactions and avoids the controversy that came with Payday 4's Payday Pass. I guess the final thing that we need to talk about is the price. Payday 5 is following in the footsteps of GTA 6 and is going to cost $150 at launch. But to avoid a situation where the game launches with very few actual players, the team behind Payday 5 have confirmed that the development of the game will only begin once they reach a certain amount of pre-orders. They haven't actually told us what that number is yet, but I'm sure they'll be transparent and let us know when they have enough. This recent news has got me tremendously excited for Payday 5. I can't wait to learn more about the game. I hope you're having a good April Fool's Day. You can click the video on screen now for one of my most recent videos. Thank you very much for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.